Okay, so as I was just saying, obviously today is the world's biggest golf lesson, where golf coaches around the world are giving a free lesson online, and it's all for worldwide healthcare charities in this strange time at the moment. So I really wanted to be a part of it. So even though I have nothing to be able to do kind of physically, I thought it'd be fun to try and do a bit of golf psychology with putting, keeping in mind everyone is doing putting. Hey Damien. Okay, so kind of what I wanted to talk about is kind of what is the secret to great putting or being a great putter. Obviously that is kind of what everyone wants, and I think if you ask anyone, they will always kind of say they want to improve their putting. Everyone always wants to be able to knock a few shots on their putting stats. So what I kind of have today is 6 kind of mental characteristics that make a good putter. So the first thing I want to talk about is keeping putting simple. So I know that I am very guilty of doing this. A lot of us are major overthinkers. When it comes to putting green, we kind of get lost in our own heads. We're thinking too much about mechanics, we're thinking too much about how hard we've got to hit it, we're thinking about the slope, all these different things. We're thinking about the putts that we've already missed. So the first most important one is basically trying to keep golf simple. How far have I got to hit it? Where's the hole? What do I need to do? You'll notice a lot of the people who are good putters, they kind of don't have a lot of thought process when it actually comes to the putting side of it. They'll, do their pre-work to what they think they need to do for the putt, but when it comes to actually the putt itself, there's not a lot of thought going on there, and they don't get in their own ways. So the second thing I want to talk about is that we need to enjoy our putting. Putting is one of my major, I would say, it's probably my biggest weakness in my game, and I know that I don't enjoy putting. I find sometimes it very hard to practice my putting. It's very important that we actually enjoy it. The more we talk about it negatively, the more we say putting's boring or I dislike putting, the more that we are actually kind of building those negative thoughts in our head, which is then going to kind of translate into a negative mindset. Law of attraction, the more you think about something negatively, the kind of more you bring that on yourself. So if you can, try and enjoy putting. I know it can be difficult, but enjoy the challenge. That is the second point. Now this kind of leads on to the third point, which is trust. So you need to trust your process when it comes to putting. If you're someone who practices a lot, you kind of have the technique. You can stand on a practice putting green and you know that you can hold 10 out of 10 3-foot putts. You can hold 8 out of 10 6-foot putts. When it comes to the course, it's obviously very, very different. And I, of course, know this. But it's very important that if you want to achieve good results on the green, that you need to just trust that you know what you're doing. Trust that even when you miss a putt, it's not a problem. Trust that you're going to get the next putt in. So it's kind of trying to let go of trying hard to hold a putt. We always want to, sometimes you get that feeling that you really, really want to hold a putt. There's that added pressure, and then suddenly we're back to all the overthinking. So you've got to really trust in your own process. Again, keep it simple, and just feel it. So this kind of again leads on to what I was just saying about it's okay to miss. This is the fourth point. So it's okay to miss putts. I think more people are in fear of missing putts than they are looking forward to holding putts. And a trait of a good putter is that they know it's okay to miss. I always remember kind of thinking about Michael Jordan. So he said, you know, if he had missed the last three free throws, if he'd missed the last three of those, then rather than thinking negatively about that oh my god, I've missed three of them in a row, he actually saw it the other way, in that his percentages went up, that he's actually going to hold the next one. So really, you've got to think that, you know, it is okay to miss a putt and to not to dwell on it. You know, you need to forget about the lost opportunities that you've had on previous greens, and you need to focus on the new opportunities that you're going to have on the next green. So yeah, think of missing as the learning process. Think of it as, okay, that one's done, never mind, move on to the next one. The fifth point I want to talk about with putting is patience. So it's very, very important that you are patient. You know, you sometimes get halfway around and you haven't held any putts. So you think about, you know, oh, maybe I should change my grip a little bit. Oh, maybe I should do this. Rather than, again, back to the trust point, trust in your process. You know, on the putting green and the practice putting green, you were holding those putts. So it's, you know, you've just got to be patient with it. Eventually the putts will drop if you've done the work, and if you know that you can do it in practice. There's no reason why you can't do it on the golf course. So it really is just, you know, being patient, trust in your process, and just making sure that you're doing everything consistently. You're keeping the same routine, you're keeping the same technique. It's never a good idea to try and change technique when you're actually on the course itself. So that's my fifth point. And finally, what I want to talk about with putting is confidence. The big key underlining word is definitely confidence. So with this, it's, you know, you want to look forward to putting. All of these points all kind of lead to the same thing. You need to look forward to putts. You need to enjoy the challenge of putting. You know, trust that what you've done in practice is, you can take it onto the course. You know you can do it, so you have to believe in yourself, and it's all down to that confidence. If you don't have confidence with your putting, everything will just kind of, you know, fall apart. Here comes the negative thoughts, here comes the overthinking. So even as hard as it is, it really is just trying to build that confidence. Do what you can to try and get your confidence on the greens as high as possible. I myself, like I said, I'm not the most confident putter. I am probably guilty of, you know, negative thinking when it comes to putting, and it's something that I am always trying to work on, is trying to build that confidence. You know, if that's standing on the green, the practice putting green, doing hours of a certain drill just to make myself feel better about it. In golf, the whole thing, confidence is such a key trait for anyone who, you know, wants to succeed with their game. I'm just seeing I have a comment. So yeah, great, it's okay to miss putts. Yeah, exactly. There's so many different aspects to putting as well. Hi, Rach. So there's many different aspects to putting. Like sometimes, you know, things happen. There's a bump in the green, something happens, you miss a putt, and it's very hard to take positives from these things. But the best thing you can do is, you know, like we said, it's okay, that one's done, focus on the next one. So if anyone has any questions about anything that I've said about putting, let me know. And hopefully this was just a little insight. I kind of wanted to do something today because I didn't want to miss out on being able to give a little lesson for you know, the great charities that everyone's doing this for today. So that's my little insight there into a little bit of kind of, you know, what makes a good putter. And I hope everyone has enjoyed